everything hooked up as far as the internet goes, everything's good here. I'm in my place here in Brooks already. That's why everything's different now. Yeah, I'm not even wearing
Right.
headphones. Normally, I'm wearing headphones. I'm not even wearing headphones this time. I'm just me. I'm just sitting. I have the camera hooked up on my TV, on my 43-inch monitor, and right in the middle of everything. So,
Are you you at your new place, right?
yep. Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Show you here real quick here.
Fuck.
Go to settings here.
Background.
Like if I turned everything off and turn down, there's a big old light. Like I got a big old wall right behind me. So here,
Yeah.
like here I am. And then now it's blurry now. Or hey, I just made from San Francisco.
Yeah, I can't even get blur behind me. I wonder what the fuck's up.
I really don't know. I think the phones are just it's just different stuff over there.
Well, I've done it before, and I just what I did, how I figured it out last time. I held my finger on my picture,
Uh-huh.
and it would go to like a setting, like you want to change your picture, you want to do this, and they ain't doing it now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. So I don't
I
know.
wish I could be there to help you, man, because I don't know.
I know. I really don't want that KSWA behind me, but what the fuck?
Yeah, you're a spokesperson for that now.
Yeah. What time does he come on?
About a half an hour. I just wanted somebody to join me for like I understand that you don't know who he is and all that stuff, and I don't expect everybody to know every guest that we have, but I basically just figured to fill some time, and because I figured that I would be in a better. Well, yeah, everything's fine the way it was supposed to go because all my stuff, most of my stuff's still Greenbush still, so I don't
Yeah.
have TV or I'm planning on getting a new computer desk and a chair eventually, probably in December. So everything's
Right.
just laid out weird, like I'm
Right.
moved in, but I'm not moved in fully yet. So I wanted to get a couple guests on just so we could, more like a filler, more or less. So it doesn't feel like it's a real rapid or renegade radio show. It's more like, hey, we're just doing something to fill time, But next week,
Right.
no matter what, we will be back. For those of you who
Right.
are wondering, we will be back.
Well, I told my brother that too. I said, oh shit. Oh, I told my brother tonight, he don't have to do it tonight.
Yeah.
He said, okay, no problem. He'll take a night off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then tomorrow I have an interview with Greg Martin, who's one of the lead guys from Kentucky Headhunters. And then after that, then I don't have anything planned after that.
Oh, okay.
So it's always optional. I just figure, since since this is technically our show that we created together, that we should probably be here at least, for part of it anyway. I get it. I don't expect you to know everybody, just like you don't expect me to know everybody that you bring too. I just figure, well, let's just do something fun. If it goes
I agree.
Shitter, then it won't. I don't think it'll go in the shitter because I think it'll actually. We've done so well, and I'm so proud and so happy that we've accomplished so much in such a little time. But I'm so excited to do more stuff now. It's like now that I'm here at the location, I don't feel so depressed as I was back in Greenbush.
I bet you're probably like that way better.
Oh yeah, this is already great. I went and changed my address today and got everything pretty much sorted out so far, and all the neighbors are nice and everything, and it just I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what to really say. I mean, I'm just happy that it's going to work out, and that's all.
Right.
I believe in it anyway. So yeah, so he'll be out about 6:30. I'm gonna send him a link about 20 after, and then we'll be all right.
I just figured it out.
Okay. Let's see.
I guess Zoom changed it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just figured it out. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's all I want to see.
Yeah, because pretty soon,
Before you tapped on a picture, now when I tap on a picture, a whole setting comes underneath, which never did before, and I just hit, change picture. So
okay, okay. Well, hey, at least
so
you got it figured out. At least you don't have to scream at the computer now.
right, right.
I was thinking that was gonna be the level that we're gonna have to go to pretty soon here. It's a screamer level.
Yeah.
He's pissed. He's gonna scream. But
But
for
me, you and I,
known as,
you and I, oh, I'm sorry.
for being known as Screaming Sam, you really haven't screamed too much while being on the show.
Yeah, no, wasn't angry enough.
I figure a
You know
lot
what
of
I've been doing the last couple of days? I've been listening to my shows the last couple of days, and I try to put them on Facebook, and I can't. I don't know how to. Like I shared it, but when you click on it, as far as Facebook goes, you can't. You can't get the show for some reason. I don't know why.
okay. Are you trying to
Try
convert
to put a
from
couple of my old shows on.
are you
What's
trying
that?
to convert a file, or are you just trying to convert like the web page, or what are you trying to do?
I don't know. I guess whatever. Like if I Google Screaming Sam podcast,
Uh-huh.
it'll show all my podcasts, and I can listen to it. Then I hit share. It'll go to Facebook and the picture and everything.
Uh-huh.
And but when I click on it, I can't play the video. I guess you have to sign up to that podcast it's on. You know what I mean?
Oh, I suppose, yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
I would probably take all that stuff out so that what you should try to do if you're trying to convert anything, like try to find all the files. Like, do you have everything that you've done like a hard drive or anything like that?
What's that?
Do you have like your stuff like in a hard drive? Like everything you've done, like you've
No,
saved?
I just go online and Google it. I don't have none of it on. I mean, I'm sure Adam does, my partner,
Okay.
but I don't have any of it. I got all my TV shows though. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
A lot of it I can't.
what you should do is find something that where you can convert like everything to like an MP3 or I mean, an MP4 file and like upload it like either to fit the whole program on Facebook or like put it on your YouTube channel and just
Right,
keep uploading. Because
right,
if I had all my old footage, see, that's what that pissed me off. Like I've done a lot more interviews than I've shown you, and a lot of those are lost in cyberspace because certain websites, like I was stupid, I
right.
didn't save everything. I should have saved stuff, but I got good interviews that I've done that have disappeared in cyberspace because certain websites shut down and everything, and I didn't even know anything about that. I
Huh,
just, what the hell, It's like I had really good interviews too. They were on iTunes
right,
for a while, and we were able to. They had a feature where you could put stuff on iTunes, like anything that you've done that or create a feature or whatever. So I had a whole shitload of like 200 episodes of just good stuff that I did in South Dakota. I have some of it like from that I did save on a backup to the Google Drive, but like this is something I uploaded. That's not
right,
there.
right.
I can re-upload some stuff, but not all that's there anymore. It's like most of that stuff's gone. So it sucks. I know
Now you could go on my website. Go ahead.
I did all those things, but I mean, I just wish they were all. I could easily find every interview that I did, and I would re-upload them like in a more remastered type of way or whatever.
Right.
But go ahead there.
Yeah, if you go on my website, they're all on there. All my shows are on the website,
Okay.
and you should be able to click the player on my website and play it. But see, I haven't updated my website. I don't know how. I don't know how to do that. And I'm paying $30 a month and can't even figure out how to run my website. So I'm thinking about canceling my website and just do my
Yeah,
own
what
little
I would
website.
do, and honestly, man, like the days of the real player, because I noticed that you still have that and Winamp and all that stuff. I don't think those services even run anymore.
Yeah.
They did back in the day. Yeah, they were back in the day. They were like cool, and
Right.
everything. But real player, I'm pretty sure real player doesn't even exist anymore. It's almost asking if LimeWire still exists. Which is
Right.
yeah. I'll know. I'll tell you this, for being in this room that I'm in now, my bedroom, that will probably be an office and all that too eventually. There is hardly any echo in here at all. I think it's because of the carpet.
So it sounds good.
Yeah, like I was scared that there was gonna be so much echo that because of the other place before I started putting stuff up and whatever, so much echo because of the wood floors and everything. Here, hardly anything.
Right.
So I don't know if it's
Yeah,
just a
I got hardwood floors, but mine should echo because I'm in a big room. I think its room's 1,000 square foot. It's a living room slash dining room slash card room slash office.
So
It's
you,
huge.
I,
Bar has
yeah,
a bar.
your place is way bigger than mine. I mean, holy shit, I've never seen the
What I'm
two.
saying though, mine should echo.
Yeah, well, you have stuff on the walls though, don't you? You have a lot of stuff like that's not too much not too much bareness.
Uh, I have some stuff on the wall. Yeah, I'm going to start hanging I hung my guitars downstairs when I first moved there. It's a
Yeah,
finished game room, and I'm going to bring them all up here and hang them up. I
oh,
got
that's
like nine,
great.
10 guitars. We're going
Sure,
to hang them all up here.
yeah, that sounds about right.
So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we did the interview with
tell
your.
us a little bit about our guest. I guess tell me a little bit
Oh,
about our
yeah, yeah,
guest.
yeah. I guess we should. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Renegade Radio. I'm Frankie Slauson. This is Screaming Sam. This is just an impromptu episode. We're doing an interview with Tim Langford, who is the lead singer and co-creator founder of the band Too Slim and the Taildraggers. Now, have you never heard of these guys before?
No,
Ever? I
no.
mean, when you listen to music, what type of music do you listen to?
Well, first of all, I listen to nothing but Sirius Radio, and I
Okay.
listen to like the '90s. What's it called? Fuck. What do
Lithium?
I listen to?
Is it Lithium? The station? Maybe?
Yeah, Lithium. I listen to Lithium. I listen to the '70s and stuff. Classic vinyl, classical rewind,
So you don't listen
stuff
to
like that.
Bluesville at all? It's Channel 74?
I don't listen to bluesville or country or anything like that. No offense, guys.
Wow. I thought you said
The
I
only
thought you
country I
were
listen to is
I
the
thought
only
you
thing I
were
listen to is
that
I like what's a Jelly Roll.
Oh Jesus. You just want rolls, don't you? You just want some rolls for dinner. There was jelly, cream filled jelly donuts.
Yeah.
I get it, but see, to me, you always look like a real down to earth, but true blue rock and roller, like rock and roll all the time. Like that's what you look like somebody who would appreciate rock and roll.
Well, I do appreciate rock and roll. I love rock and roll, but I listen to a little bit of everything. I listen to grunge, like I said, the grunge. I listen to like I can listen to some country, but a lot of it I can't stand. Some of the
Yeah,
old stuff I hate. I can't.
you don't like that
No,
twang.
I just started
Beer,
like a
beer
Johnny Cash
drinking.
because
Okay.
yeah, I just started like a Johnny Cash because of that song "Hurt." So I've been listening to a couple of his other songs I like, but
Huh.
you're not going to turn me into a country guy. I'm sorry, but I just want to happen.
Why not? You could be wear a cowboy hat and boots and whatever, and it's like, oh man,
I got the cowboy hat. Hey,
Secret Samuel's country. Hey, howdy, motherfuckers.
shit.
Imagine Sam Kinison as a cowboy. Just imagine.
Yeah,
The Wild West wouldn't know what to do.
yeah.
Oh, you ever watch the movie Blazing Saddles at all?
Yes.
You know how racist and how bad, how it's a good movie, it's funny and whatever, but how I believe they wouldn't be able to do something like that today or even try.
No, never, never, never.
So why do you think they were allowed to get away with it back in the day?
Because we didn't have a bunch of pussies back then. A lot of people that were pussies.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
But
do you think that
oh yeah, absolutely. It's
the
the people.
CEOs, do you think the CEOs though really would have really like were cringe about it when they first thought of the idea or when they got or when they were given the scripts and everything? Because I'm sure everybody had to pre-read what they were going to do and everything
Well,
before they,
if you listen to a lot of stuff back in the day,
yeah.
there was race. You got Archie Bunker. You got fucking moving on up. What's the
Oh,
Jeffersons?
yeah.
Dude, it was all racist stuff that never ever bothered anybody because you could have a black friend back then and say the N word and have fun with it and do this and that. Now you can't even say the word N word. You can't even say N word. They get mad. It's a bunch of fucking pussies in their government. The people growing up are a bunch of pussies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's how I feel because it's just it's everything's racist nowadays, and I think it all happened not to be talking about politics, but when Obama got into office, I think everything started being racist then. I mean, we never had anything bad back then. You know, I had black friends that I didn't feel, I tell you what, I felt comfortable around. Now I'm like, you don't know what to say to piss anybody off.
Sure,
You know what I
sure.
mean? You just can't say the stuff you said back then. And but Blazing, that didn't even bother me. Blazing Saddles, I never even thought about racism. You know what I mean? It was
Oh,
funny.
you talk about comedy, and that's about it. You know, I
It's
mean,
comedy, yeah.
that's,
And then all of a sudden, this racist shit comes in, and then now we look at Blazing Saddles different. Like, oh my god, you can't, you couldn't make that movie today, or you can't. If you see it on TV, you cringe because oh my god, they said the N word, they said
oh, I
this.
don't cringe. I laugh every time I hear it, but
But I'm
I try to
saying,
watch it on a disc though because I hate it when they play it on TV and then they edit the words and everything, and it's like, come on.
right? They take away from it, just like Archie Bunker, dude.
Yeah,
He was the most racist person ever, but you know what? In real life, he wasn't like that. I mean, it's just his character, and people,
sure.
we never thought about it back then. But now, when you listen to Archie Bunker, like, oh shit, how they get away with that? You know what I mean?
Well,
Just
we were talking
it's
about like even the General Lee, like when this whole thing happened a few years ago in what was it, South
a bunch of
Carolina or something,
bullshit.
whatever,
Yep.
because some black people got murdered in a church, and they thought, well, let's take down the rebel flag, let's take down this, let's take down that,
Statues.
yeah, let's all of a sudden just decide that Dukes of Hazzard isn't a thing no more, and blame them for the having the General Lee on their car, but that has nothing to
Right.
do with today's time,
Would you ever think back then that that was bad?
No, of course not. It was a
Not in a
comedy.
million years. Not in a million
It's a
years.
wholesome family show that people loved and still quote to this day. And Daisy Duke, Catherine Bach, the real Catherine Bach, graduated from Rapid City, South Dakota High School, like Stevens High School in Rapid City. Where I lived, for 5 years, and I had relatives that
Right.
went to the school. I had no clue of that beforehand, but I found that out. I was like, wow, So I mean, it's kind of crazy, but
Hey,
yeah.
Mama T wrote, "Don't play it backwards. The country's music, because you'll get your truck back, your wife back, your dog back."
And you won't be drunk either. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What the hell? Well, I'm glad that the internet's working good. I mean, obviously I'm coming in clear. I'm getting I got the
Oh, it's great.
500 meg package, but I'm getting 500 meg up, 500 meg down, and I'm only paying like $58 a month. You know, I
Oh
mean,
wow.
I don't understand why Will Wickstrom back home could give me. I mean, they only gave me 40 megs. That was it, and I paid like more for that. It's like internet is not as expensive as it used to be if you have a good provider. And we got good
Well,
guard.
we pay how much we pay internet, huh? $200 some dollars. We pay $200 some dollars internet, $200 some dollars for our cell phones.
Wow, where the hell are you? Who are you going through?
We got Spectrum, which
Okay,
is $200 some dollars, and I can't even, like, if you get downstairs, it's not that good. Down my garage, I can't get nothing. And then our cell phones are Verizon, $200 some dollars
yeah,
for 3 cell phones.
jeez. So okay, so what type of speed do you have? Do you ever do a speed test at all or anything at all?
You know
Just
what kind of speed we have, hon? No, we don't know. I don't know.
you don't know. You should find out because they see companies like people like you, and I don't mean to put you in a category, but like people
No,
that
no, yeah,
don't know what they're getting. They're like, oh, we can charge them so much money, and they don't want to ask no questions. I would ask,
you're right. You're
and
right.
then I would scream in their
I know you're right.
no, I would literally scream in their fucking ear. Like you would like, go back into character and scream in their fucking ear and tell them, what the fuck? You've been charging us all this money for 10 megabytes a second? What the fuck? Or whatever. I'm sure you're
Well, how
getting.
would I find out?
You go to speedtest.net and you can find out right now what you're getting.
Okay. Honey, go to speed dot, wait,
Speedtest.net.
speedtest.net. It'll tell you how fast our speed is right now.
It'll tell you the
I'll-
upload speed and the download.
Let's get a drum roll.
Yeah, because I'm curious too, because I've heard of Spectrum before, but why the hell are they charging you so much money though? Jesus Christ.
We had them down Florida too, right?
Yeah,
And we moved up here, and I'm thinking that they have Spectrum. It was easy to get the thing because I had it down there, so I was already in their system. So it was easy to get the internet up here with Spectrum. You know what I mean? But it's the
sure.
only provider around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've got it pretty much locked up around here.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, my wife's
Huh,
checking right now to see what the speed is. It
okay.
might be a good speed. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I would hope so. I mean, if you're paying that much money for like routers and modems and you can't even get service downstairs, yeah, you may just have to reset your modem too. I mean, that sometimes helps. Well, I do mine at least
Right.
once, at least, just
You said reboot it,
yeah, just reboot it. Sometimes that's all it takes if it hasn't been rebooted in a long time.
but how does everything work? Really seem to work out okay on my end. I
No,
mean, is
you're
it
you're
during no
fine,
skipping?
but I just noticed that there's like a small lag. That's all. Like a 1, 2, 3, maybe a couple second lag, maybe on certain parts. Or
Oh,
maybe
really?
yeah, but
Oh,
I don't know.
wow.
Maybe that could just be Zoom too, because I know I'm coming in clear. But like if I said 1, 2, 3, and then we just like said 1, 2, 3 together, there would probably be a lag, possibly.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. So how's the speed looking? Is it good?
I don't know. Did you see it? That's how good it is. It's still spinning.
Well, I'm sure you at least got 40 or 50 at least, because for minimum, because if you had 10 or 20, you wouldn't be able to get on. Your internet would be really slow. Is
Right.
it is
Right.
it this slow or is it pretty fast? Like when you load stuff or whatever?
Oh no, it's pretty fast.
Because it seems like every time we do a show together, we always like are almost in sync, like like live real
Now,
time.
the last interview you did with me with Bill Kinnison,
Yeah, that
that
was
was down my garage. But I think down there, I don't get that good of you know,
reception
I
or
don't get no internet down there. I actually shut it off down there. It ran off of my 5G or 4G
okay,
back end.
okay. Will you still
Then
use
I put an extender down there, and that didn't work.
will you still use the Spectrum at the time? Have you been using
Yes,
Spectrum? Okay.
yes, I use Spectrum since I moved there 4 years ago. She said she can't. Here it says the download's 198.29, upload is
Okay.
17.44.
Okay, so you got a good download, but you got a kind of shitty upload. Because the
Okay,
upload should match the download nowadays.
what should the upload be?
To be exactly what the download is.
Oh, we're way off.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because that make a big difference in anything that you upload to the internet, anything that you're like when you're like even doing the Zoom stuff, like it's fine because you got a good download speed, but it just
Right,
makes a bigger difference because they're obviously ripping you off a little bit.
right.
So
Well,
I would
that's the
check
story
on
of my
that.
life.
Oh,
That's the story of my life, bro.
Jack the rip offer, right? Jack offer. Jack the offer. Jack offer there.
Yeah.
But no, the interview with Anthony or Mad Dog went really well. I really was glad that we got to do that with him, and I hope he really appreciated everything that
Oh no, dude.
went
Yeah, he tells everybody about he's always on TikTok talking about it, and
into.
not only his show but about our show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
He's
I'm
pretty
glad.
popular.
Oh, that's good. That makes me feel pretty good about it because it was all for him. I figure he deserved
Right.
one last dedication at least, the best that I could do. Hell, if I had the budget, I'd probably go further with that. But and how far can you go? When it comes to
Right.
showing tributes and stuff. Uh, but yeah, I mean, as far as for our future episodes, I haven't really figured out yet, and I'm hoping that you guys have some people in line for to come on the air because I was thinking maybe next week, maybe you should try to see if Bill's available. So
Oh no. Okay.
he can
That's a
be
good idea. We'll do Bill.
because I mean it's part of our Thanksgiving week, our special, which will be next week, since it's already gonna be Thanksgiving week that week, and
That's a good idea.
he'd be the perfect person to have on since he does the gospel stuff, and like I said, like we were talking about before, we should talk more about him than about Sam this time.
Right. No,
Make the
you're
focus
exactly
on
right.
him.
Right.
Yeah, so and that way, then everybody that doesn't know him can get an understanding of what Sam was like through Bill, but like what Bill's like too. So make it more about Bill than about Sam. Even though we probably talk about Sam a little bit, but you know him better than I do. But every time I talk to Bill, he always seems like a genuine individual. I know that he likes our statuses, when we do stuff together. I don't know if he watches everything, but I know he at least gives us a like anyway, so that's cool.
Yeah, matter of fact, when I asked him, I says, I'm in doing a show with Sean and stuff like that, and he goes, I said, we like the interview. He goes, dude, I'll come on anytime you want. You know that. I said, okay.
Because I
So
want, because I'd like to get his reaction about what he thinks so far. If he has watched anything, if he has any like advice or whatever, because he does like
right,
he does that weekly got according to Kinnison show, the gospel, show or the church stuff. And so I'm sure he has to come up with an idea of what to talk about. And even though he's not even having guests or nothing like that, it's just a half an hour segment, but it's like he has to come up with an idea of how to make it presentable to people. I'm sure,
right, right,
like reading the
right.
Bible and doing what he does to get people. It seems like he has a good following, though. Oh man, every week I tune in, it's like it's a following there.
Yeah.
why guys?
Yeah.
Why
I
that guy?
talk to Bill. I talk to Bill all the time. He's cool about everything. You know what I mean? We're just good
I,
friends. I mean,
I just don't understand
he
why the
loves
guy
me.
can't be. I don't understand why he can't be a millionaire, or maybe he is. Maybe he's a secret millionaire. We just don't
Dude,
know.
he's Sam's what do you call that when he takes care of all Sam's stuff?
Power of attorney.
Yeah, he has a power of attorney over Sam, and I guarantee he does very well with that.
Yeah, but does he do
Yeah.
very well by himself though? Like, do you think the
Well, I don't know.
or the Kinnison could sell, like, could be on TV or something?
Oh, I
Like,
met dude. He's such a great speaker. He's such a great. I mean, he's smart.
yeah,
He can do whatever he wants to do. But I think Bill, he did a lot in his day. So I think he's just laid back right now. And, he
yeah.
moved to Texas, got a really nice house. You know what I mean? His other house in California was beautiful. I've been there a few times, you
How
know.
how far in age are you guys? Like, because I'm sure he's older.
Huh?
Is he older than you?
Oh, I'm 65. I think Bill's 70 or 71.
Okay, well, it definitely looks good for his age too.
But
Definitely.
Sam would be 60. Let's see, Sam's 5 years older than me. Sam would be 70. So Bill's about 71, 72.
Okay, so they were close. They were close in age anyway. I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
So
cool.
Sam was born in 53. I was born in 58.
Okay, and my dad was born in
So,
'51. He was a
matter of
so
fact, his birthday's coming up December. This might be a good thing. Wait, hold on a second. Sam's birthday's coming up December 8th.
okay.
Maybe we'll have Bill on that week and do a little celebration of Sam's birthday or something.
Hey, we just gotta get the troops involved.
Every birthday on my show, we did every birthday and every April 10th when he was killed.
Yeah,
We used to do special shows on those. You could look up on my internet. We did shows for that every time, and they were big hits. We had Pauly Shore on one time. We had all his friends on. It
sure.
was his anniversary, like his 20th anniversary of his death or whatever. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
one of those anniversary shows, and we had his wife on. We had everybody on, dude. It just went on and on. It was a good show. We all
Yeah.
sang "Happy Birthday" to Sam, or that was his birthday, I think. Well, no. We used to get people come on and sing "Happy Birthday" with us with Sam. Then we buy a big cake with a picture
Wow.
of Sam on it. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
God, just think if the guy was still alive, how much he would appreciate all that stuff.
Yep.
Then of course, if he would have been alive, and if you were doing the tributes and stuff to him still, he probably would have been on your show, and you guys probably would have been best buds too, probably. Who knows?
Probably, yeah. So they definitely would have liked me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you know what? You ever hear of Jeff McLaughlin?
I think so. Why does that name sound
He's
familiar?
in a band. He sings in a band. He's also like a Sam Kinison guy.
Oh, okay.
He,
I think I see this picture. I think I know who you're talking about now. I don't think we're.
he's,
I don't know.
he lives in Minnesota. I
Lives in
didn't know that.
Okay. How far from? I suppose he lives in southern Minnesota. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where, but he lives. I don't know if it'll say, but Pine City, Minnesota.
Yeah,
He's
that's
from
probably.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
So it's probably southern Minnesota, probably because St.
Oh,
Paul.
okay,
I'm
okay,
going.
because he's been singing. He sings in a band, and I just didn't know if you knew him or not.
Did you ever know him at all, or did you just be friend him
Just
because of Sam Kinison knew?
just do Sam Kinison stuff. He has his tribute page for Sam. he also does a tribute to Sam. You can look him up. But you know,
Sure.
I give him credit. I give him credit because he's trying to keep the memory of Sam alive. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Our guest is arriving here, getting some stuff ready. Yeah, Tim's
I'm
a
ready.
cool guy. You'll like him. I don't know how much he remembers me from our. I had him on the show once before in 2018 or 2017 when I used to do a Black Hills Blues show because I was
Yeah.
trying to get blues to be in South Dakota. There he is. Hey,
Hey,
welcome,
what's
welcome.
up?
Hey,
Trying
what's
to
going on, man? How you doing?
What's up,
try
man?
trying to get. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Can you see everybody okay?
I'm good now.
Okay.
Sorry,
Can you
haven't
see can you see everybody okay?
logged into Zoom for a while.
Oh, okay. There might be a little lag between the two of us, maybe. I would say,
Maybe.
or maybe not. I don't know. Seems like there is a little bit, but we'll work with it anyways. So
All right.
welcome to Renegade Radio. I try to impress you a little bit by putting your background, your logo or one of your logos or whatever I found as a background. I don't know if
Looks
you like
great.
that. I figure, how much ass can I kiss today for our guests? Let's just. Anyway, welcome to Renegade Radio. This is a show. Well, this is just like an impromptu interview, so it's not really a real episode as far as like with our crew because I have more
Right.
people that are on here, but I got one of my guys on here, the guy to help me create the show. His name is John Lutz, but he did a Sam Kinison tribute back in the day. Sam, why don't you tell Tim about yourself?
Yeah, back in I've been doing it for years and years and years, and I finally retired a couple years ago. But I was like one of the finest Sam Kinison impersonators back in the day. Been everywhere in Vegas. Yeah. Say it.
Awesome.
I usually have my picture. I usually have my picture here. It's sitting over there, but yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and he's actually good friends with Bill Kinnison, who was Sam's brother and manager when Sam was alive.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, went to Las Vegas last weekend. I saw,
really?
I saw. I went to the Sphere and saw U2 and saw Carrot Top.
There you go. That's definitely a combination of acts between the two.
Yeah.
Both of them were awesome.
Oh yeah.
Carrot Top, yeah. Carrot Top, I think I love Carrot Top. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, it was the funniest show I've ever seen. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean he's a good prop comic, that's for sure. He puts Howie Mandel to shame, because Howie Mandel don't do that stuff much anymore. Too much.
Here's my picture right back in the day. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's literally him.
Great.
I know it looks like
that's
Sam,
me.
but it's actually
You
him.
look exactly like Sam Kinison.
That's something. What a surprise, man.
I was a dead ringer. Everywhere I went, they thought I was him because he's been dead since 1992. So a lot of people were thinking maybe he didn't die. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just in a bad car accident.
Right. Right.
Hey, if you're a real fan, then I guess. If you're not a real fan, then we just pretend.
It was all the time, though. It was all the time. Bill used to get phone calls, and they'd be like, "We saw Sam in North Carolina," and he's going, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "I wonder how the fuck he got there. I think he's dead."
Well, yeah, you get a residency in Vegas.
Yeah.
Be Sam Kinison.
Here's the funny part. Before Sam died, he got married in Vegas 6 days before he died. And I went to in 2001, I went to the same chapel he got married in. And I didn't have nobody standing like no best man and stuff. So we got all impersonators to stand for us. Like Robert De Niro walked my wife down the aisle, and Mimi, big fat Mimi from the Drew Carey show. She was there. Another country singer was the best man. And they were freaking out down there. And they said, "You mind if we take some extra pictures, man? Because Sam got married here." I went, "That's why I'm here." So I got married in the same place Sam got married.
No kidding. That's
Yeah.
great.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Just like
So
summer.
let's hear about you, brother.
Yeah, well,
I,
yeah,
lo-
we're
I
really
love your little background and the way it's presented. The crack up.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, here's the thing about Zoom backgrounds, or like when you try to fit something or whatever, it has to be perfect or it's not going to work. Now, this was what I found on Google just before, because I tried a few other ones and they wouldn't fit. They like, and you can see the skull or whatever of the guy, but you can see
Right.
the shape at all. And then the other one was
Yeah.
too wide, and this one just seemed to work. And I don't even know if that's going to
That
work right, but at least it
looks
sounded
good.
good. Right? Yeah,
Looks good.
I figured, I love your music. I always have. I've known about
Thank
you
you.
for well over 10 years at least, because I know you sent me some CDs and some merchandise a while back, a long time ago, when we did because I had you on my show one other time, not regular,
Right.
but like when I was in South Dakota, I was trying my hardest to bring blues to South Dakota because unfortunately that's a state that not much blues comes. I mean, it might come during the rally, like for actual events and whatever, and it was just
Right.
hard to get people to have an interest. It seems like they want country, they want western, they want they want more of
Yeah.
that. They don't want like bluesy type music or whatever. Not saying that that's all you are, because obviously you're more than just.
We actually played in Sioux City in October
Sure.
at the thing called Vanguard Arts.
Did you say
So
that you had
yeah.
a band member that was from South Dakota, or that still is from South Dakota, or you?
What's
Because last
that?
time when we chatted last time, I remember you said you had a band member that was from South Dakota.
Yeah. Our bass player Zach, he's from Yankton.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where Yankton.
So
I've never been there, but I know what you're talking about.
yep. Zach Kosick is his name. So
And
yeah, he's born and raised in Yankton. His dad's got a ranch there, and it's awesome.
did you guys just
So
did he just like audition one day for you, or just hear about you and say, hey, can I be part of your band, or how'd that all come about?
I met Zach lives in Nashville now,
Okay.
and he has a studio there called Wild Feather Recording. And Zach actually worked at Ocean Way studio in LA for like 10 years as an engineer. So but his dream was to have his own studio, and he kind of worked his way in with this building with Old Crow Medicine Show guys had a building there, and so it's like a 2-level thing, and Zach kind of occupying the upper space and stuff. But we recorded our last studio album at Zach's studio, the Remedy album. Yeah,
Sure.
but Zach's super talented, great guy, great bass player, great singer. I'm just lucky to have him in my band. So
It seems like it.
Awesome.
That's the thing about it, like, because Sam, is not really used to your type of music or your sound anyway. I am,
right.
because I've listened to it a bunch of times, and I have it on Spotify. I have a lot of your albums that you've given me, and then other stuff that I have. I like the way that you're, or the story that you're trying to tell. I don't know if you
Right.
realize, you obviously do realize you're telling a story, when it comes to your music and stuff. Obviously, most of the songs are little stories or whatever. But I like the direction that you're going. You kind of bring out this, this quiet, rebellious side. It's not too aggressive, but it's like you're trying to make a statement about something that you might be pissed off about, but not say I'm pissed off
So
about it.
he's the
But I'm
Sam
going to tell
Kinison
you,
band.
I'm going to tell you why I'm pissed off. I'm not going to say I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
He's the Sam
That's what it
Kinison
sounds
band.
like. Yeah, the Sam Kinison band. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
would that be a proper way of saying it, or describing your sound?
yeah, I guess that's a pretty good description. I mean, over the years, we'll have like I've had the band for 37 years. So 38,
Wow,
7, since
that's
1986.
awesome.
So it's it's definitely evolved musically over the years, and I always just wanted to I just wanted to do my own thing. So um, and I love all kinds of music. My original guitar teachers were all jazz players, So and when I was learning to play guitar, I played guitar in the high school jazz band, and then became a member of the Spokane Jazz Orchestra and stuff. So I was
Oh wow.
really into that kind of stuff. But really, my heart was like I'm a rock and roll. I grew up listening to like Black Sabbath and
Yeah,
anything from Black Sabbath to Leonard Skinner and
that was me. That
yeah,
was me.
I just love big power chord rock and roll. Man, I just love it. But then when I started playing guitar, I was me and one of my high school friends. I talked him into learning to play the bass because I wanted to play guitar. But um, he had an older brother who had a huge record collection, and so I'd go out to his house and we'd set up our little puny little amps and stuff and try to jam and stuff. And he would, his older brother, like, if you guys got to do this, you need to listen to this. So he had this huge record collection and turned us on to Allman Brothers, Elmore James, BB King, um, all that kind of stuff. So then I really started getting into blues. Of course, at that time when I was naive, teenager, I thought, I've discovered this music. So it was like I would just go to the record store and try to find all the blues records I could find, and
And I bet you
Sounds
so
they
like the
weren't
blues.
I bet you they weren't $25 a piece like they're at Walmart now. I bet you they're like a dime.
no, they're like
See, I
you
could
can
get
get
into the
them.
blues and some jazz. You know what I mean? I like that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I really when I started learning to play guitar, my teachers were, they taught me how to read music. They taught me how to, all had like a little different approach, and I still like try to revisit it, but I've forgotten probably, I go back every once in a while and I'm like, God, I gotta like relearn this stuff, because it's, it's great. I love jazz. And I love blues. I love rock. I love classical music. Um, I
See,
love
that's me. I
country
like
music.
everything.
I
I
like
like everything.
everything. So as
I
long as it's
guarantee one thing, Timothy. When we're done tonight, I will know who you are because I will look you up and I will listen to your music and I will. The next interview, I'll be sharp and know what the hell you are.
yeah, it's
That's
been
good.
I'll
a
be a big Timothy. I'll be your biggest fan then after this show.
Oh
it's
boy,
been
Fat
a
Jason loves too slim.
it's been, it's it's been quite a journey, of I remember like when I was first learning the guitar, I used to like draw fingerboards, like when I was in school, and so I could memorize all the notes and where everything was. And I remember my English teacher at one point catching me doing it. And she's like, what is that? What are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm learning how to play guitar. I just want to memorize all the positions and everything. And she was just, like so disgusted. Like I had I played uh, I played football too when I was in high school. I like weighed 135 pounds. This is like I was like a guard on our football team. I was like an offensive guard. I weighed 135 pounds. But I remember like one of the coaches too. He knew that me and my friend was a really good football player, and I remember like teasing us about, learning to play guitar and stuff. We're on the bus going to a game or something. He's like, yeah, you guys, fucking play fucking music, you play fucking bunch of pussies. Like, what the fuck? I guess we're
They
on the
obviously had
podcast.
no
I can
idea.
say that shit. I can swear on the
Oh,
podcast,
you can
right?
say whatever the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
you want
yeah.
on the internet, man. Say
Yeah,
whatever the hell
fucking
you
A.
want. Whatever works sense to
But
you.
yeah, it was a crack up. But once I started playing music, I was like completely like focused on it. I was like, I knew that's what I was going to do. I'm going to play guitar. I'm going to be a musician, and that was it. So
But
I
was
was
it
one of those guys that I'd fall asleep with the guitar, practicing my guitar on the bed, wake up, and
was it
come home from school.
was it hard to get like your first like few gigs in, or did you know the right person that could help you get like to the bar scene, or however you began your start?
Yeah, yeah. I don't. The music scene then was a lot different as now, and I felt. I mean, I obviously when I first started playing, I know nothing about the business, So when the first gig besides the Spokane Jazz Orchestra gig that I got, and that was because of my high school, um, jazz band teacher. He's the one that told me to go audition for the Spokane Jazz Orchestra because the current guitar player that they had was leaving and so I was like, okay, well, I'll go do that, And so, anyways, I ended up, winning the audition. But the I the first time I saw this ad in the newspaper. It was a country band needs lead guitar player and bass player, and so I called my friend up, and his name is Gary Newbill. So I called him up, and I'm like, dude, let's go over there and audition for this band, man. And so we went over there, and um, um, these guys that I thought were at that time, I was like 18 or 19 years old. And I thought they were old fogey dudes, they're probably in their late 40s or early 50s or something like that. But yeah, we joined this. We ended up winning that. They hired us to go play in their band. It was a band called the Hombres, and I did that for several years, just on weekends. Because I was going to college, and I had I had the jazz orchestra gig and stuff like that. But every Friday and Saturday play at this place called the Swinging Doors. we weren't we weren't
It sounds like
we
a
weren't
strip club.
we weren't old enough. Yeah, well, we weren't even old enough to be in there.
Now, do you do it? Do,
Uh-oh.
do you do it full time right now?
What's
Music?
that?
Are you
Yeah. Oh
doing
yeah.
music?
Oh yeah. 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 I've done it full time since 1982.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. So I mean, I have other fingers in the pie of my wife, Nancy, owns a company called Essie South American Sauce, and it's a meat marinade. So that we it you can go to etsysauce.com, boom, and check it out. It's a really unique marinade, and so that we have that. But plus, she's in business with our son Derek, and they in the last five. Derek started a vaping kind of company years ago when vaping was just becoming a thing. So they have a
Right.
company called Known Distribution, and that's evolved over the years too. So they have that, and then they used to manufacture and bottle and process other companies' vaping products and stuff like that. So, and now he's getting into organic mushroom growing. So he has a farm. So here, Nancy and him are in business together. They have a farm. I live in Eagle, Idaho right now, and they live up in Horseshoe Bend, which is about 20 miles north.
Okay.
But he has like 16 acres up there, and he's growing mushrooms and stuff. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
the new thing. Yeah,
The new
that they're
shrooms.
doing.
How
Yeah,
far?
and they're delicious. They're delicious
Oh,
mushrooms.
I'm sure they go great.
Oh, yeah.
It grows all kinds. Yeah, I just ate some today. They're
So
fantastic.
how far are you from the town of Pocatello, Idaho?
Pocatello, let me think. I'm probably about 300 miles away.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah, that's a
there's a
haul.
family that I watch on YouTube that called the Shade Tires, and they're from Pocatello.
Yeah,
Idaho. I don't know.
yeah. I played many times in Pocatello.
Oh, okay.
Idaho.
So
Yeah, oh
everybody
yeah,
knows
yeah,
you over there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Idaho's a big ass state. You know, it's like
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in Spokane, Washington.
Okay. Is Idaho
So
is Idaho also about all those potatoes, or is that just kind of a myth? You know they
no,
do
they
grow
do.
potatoes, but
I think I they are famous potatoes, yes. But I think actually Washington State grows more potatoes than Idaho now. So, but
then
Idaho,
Idaho gets the credit, right, or something?
but
It's
Idaho
like,
was yeah, they were the potato state because um, they I think they supplied all the French fries for McDonald's and stuff like that. So
wow.
they got in early.
Yeah, sure,
So,
sure. So
but
are you like taking a break from touring then, or are you just like
yeah,
a day off?
yeah, we finished up mid October. Did a
Oh,
little swing out to the Midwest, and um, we usually start touring, March or April, and then I try to finish it up by October, unless I can get a good offer, over the winter. I just quit driving and touring in the winter.
yeah, it's
So
not worth that, man. I tell you,
no, man,
many crazy things. I'm sure even in
yeah, because
Idaho you get lots of snow over there.
yeah, it's kind of treacherous and stuff. And
Yeah,
I did it for years and years and years, and then my wife was like, "Yeah, hey, quit driving around in the wintertime," But because well, I just it's like I don't need to go out, knock myself out doing club gigs and shit like that. So
yeah.
try to focus on the festivals and stuff like that. And we get a lot of sometimes we get a lot of opening slot gigs that we play with that are great. I just try to we focus on booking festivals and private events, whatever that. Then I'll book the band to like around an event like that. So usually, the most we usually stay out on tour at any one time is like 3 weeks. So
Oh,
we'll
okay.
do 3 weeks, and everybody goes home because Zach lives in Nashville, but drummer lives in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and I live in Idaho. So
Sure.
we just get together and
Seems like
hit it,
So,
hit it, and quit it.
seems like
so
that's the way.
you have like, oh,
Yeah.
go ahead, Sean.
Seems like that's the way a lot of bands like are doing it nowadays. They're like they'll do it in sprites rather. Because I know I did an interview with John Fred Young last week, who drummer of Blackstone Chariot. He said that they're just kind of doing like they're not so much worried about getting as many cities as they can. They just if they can get some cities and do a tour or something, that's what they'll do.
Right.
But not too long.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I mean, I remember when I started the band. I mean, I would try to book the band. We literally for years did like 250 shows a year. We just worked. I just because it's worked all the time. but the club scene back in the late '80s and '90s and stuff was pretty healthy. So you know you could book a tour and work, you know, most nights of the week. But and then especially after COVID, I mean, you know, that was like holy crap, we just got shut down, man. I did one gig in 2020,
Jeez.
and that was it. You know,
Was that
so
before the shutdown or after the shutdown?
it was well, it was after. It was kind of an optional thing, like it was a boat cruise thing that we did in Lake Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and you know they were like, you know, if you guys want to do it, we'll do it. Yeah, so it's in the summer of 2020, but it was after shutdown. But I had recorded, we had recorded our new album at that time, The Remedy, at end of February of 2020, and I remember finishing it up, and I remember getting on the plane and then looking on my phone, and like you know, there was all the stuff about, oh, you know, the pandemic, you know, and they were shutting stuff down, and I was like, damn, man. I didn't really think too much about it at first, but it ended up, you know, like, of course, being way worse than anybody ever thought.
Yeah.
And we already had the whole, you know, year of 2020. We had all these bookings, and we were ready to go out and promote the new album, and it just all fell out like a row of dominoes. You know, it's just like cancel, 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 cancel. And so, yeah, I actually postponed the release of the album because I was going to release it in April of 2020, and I didn't release it till July. But you know, in retrospect, I wish I would have shit canned it and released it in 2021. You
Oh,
know,
sure.
you know,
Well,
it's like,
well, that's the thing about that too. But I suppose with you, I suppose you're not somebody that's going to allow yourself to go into debt. You seem like somebody who
yeah,
knows how to budget money pretty good after all these years.
right, yeah, it was, you know, I mean, it's a, you know, putting a record out, it's pretty deep. If you do it right, you know, it's a pretty big investment. I mean, you need to fork out at least 20 grand, you know, to by the time you record the album, you hire the publicist, you buy all the CDs and blah blah blah, you know. So if you know if you want to do a record release right, that's pretty much what it costs. You know?
Did you ever partake in any virtual shows at all? Because it seemed like that was a thing.
Yeah, we did a couple. Yeah, we did a couple, but I just wasn't into that. We did a we did a couple of them, but it was another thing too. Was like at that time, you know, I lived here, my guys lived there. I actually flew down to Nashville and we did a at Zach's studio. We recorded a virtual show, and I did one with some other artists that Zach knew. But yeah, I just kind of, you know, it's like, I don't want to do
Same vibe.
that.
Yeah, not the same vibe. Sam, what question do you have for Tim? Because I know you had
I
one.
was wondering, is your band like a three-piece band? Do you have any three
Yeah,
people on it?
trio, yeah, it's a
Oh,
trio,
okay,
power
okay, it's a
trio.
trio
Yeah,
band. Okay.
yep, yep, power
Now, did
trio,
you ever
guitar.
notice like back in the '80s and '90s, used to be bands all the time. Then it got into the DJ stuff. The
Hmm.
DJs started getting big, and now I think like since pandemic, I think more of the bands are coming out than DJs. I see
Thank
it. You know what I mean?
God.
Huh?
Thank God, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'm
so
just saying though because it was like it would fluctuate like that back in the day. It'd be, you know,
yeah,
bands, and then then the bars start hiring DJs because there's only one guy who'll play the music you want to hear. Blah blah blah, karaoke, and then it got back to the bands again. You know, I know it kept going back and forth, but it seems like now I see more bands advertised than anything on the internet. You know, we have a
that
lot of
is
local bands around here too.
that's great because like I told in fact when I was at the Sphere last weekend watching YouTube, the there was a DJ guy who was opening. I don't know who the hell he was, but all I could think is like, you know, he's driving around. He got this little weird like neon electric car. He's driving around in the crowd on it. I was thinking, wow, everybody's like digging the fucking record player guy, you know? Like really? Like that's entertainment. The guy's just fucking pushing a button, going here, here's a popular
Right.
song. Here's a popular song. Here's a popular song.
Yeah,
Everybody's going,
yeah.
bullshit. Like, get out of here, man. The whole DJ thing to me is like, I'm sorry, man. I can't even get into
It's
that
probably
shit.
better at weddings and stuff, but then again, too, if you can hire a live band, a good live band, and afford it, because a lot of people choose not to go that route because of costs and everything. Because I don't know,
Yeah,
I don't know how much you
I
guys charge, but I mean, I'm sure you charge enough to make enough to make it worth it. I'm sure.
right. Yeah. Well, I understand. I guess I can understand people hiring DJs or whatever to play, records at their
Graduations.
wedding and stuff like that, because DJ could probably charge them $500 a night or something like that. But I mean, when you're a band, a road band like we are, I mean, you have, like, for one thing, my guys live down there. I have to fly them up, you know to get together. And then when you go out on the road, then you got, you have flights, you have hotel costs, you have gas costs, and it's really expensive. So yeah, I mean, we get a good, for the most part, we get, a good fee for, but not everybody can pay that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So,
Was
but
there ever a time like back in the early days or whatever when you first started out that you might have had second thoughts about being a musician at all? Like
no,
money wise at all?
never.
Not talent wise, but money wise. Like it wasn't working for you, like they didn't pay you enough or
No,
whatever.
no, it always worked for me.
Okay.
It did. It did. Yeah, I've always made a living. I mean, I worked my ass off about it. Like I did solo gigs. I did, took the band out on the road, and we all, I don't like, my whole idea of like taking the band out of the road is like, I'm not going to go lose money, you know. So that's why nowadays, like, maybe, do anywhere from, you know, 40 to 60 dates a year or something like that. Because I'm not going to try to sell the band short.
Right.
I feel like we've earned, the money that we get paid, and, we deserve the money we get paid.
Sure.
And, but yeah, but I'm not saying that I won't. If I'm on the road, I got a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday gigs are really hard to fill. If I break even, I'm fine. But
Yeah.
Right.
if I can pay the band and pay for the rooms and blah blah blah, I'll take it. But,
Well,
for the
here's
most
a
for the
here's a
most part,
question
I'm like,
for you. Here's a question for you. Have you ever had
mhm.
a booker screw you over?
I have.
Probably, yeah.
And what's that like? I mean, like what goes to your mind when you think that the person's gonna be fair, and then all of a sudden he like just doesn't give you what you want?
It hurts, don't
I
it,
had a
Timmy?
I had a club owner pull a gun on me before.
Really?
Yeah,
For what? Just because
in
you?
Missoula, just because he was drunk, and
Oh,
it was in Missoula, Montana. Yeah.
well, was it
I don't
money?
think he was like, nah, he's just being a fucking dick.
Oh, okay.
Um, he just, I knew the guy really well, and
Uh-huh.
so we got back at him though. The last time I played there, my drummer at the time, um, he had, like that, cop, like, crime scene tape. He
Oh,
had a
sure.
big roll of it, and so we came we went to go load it out our stuff the next day, and we totally fucking put crime tape all over the back of his club, right? And he showed up and he was just like, "Oh my God, what the fuck? What's going on here? Oh my God." You know,
Oh, that's
and so
hilarious.
I don't know, man. Fuck, you know. Anyways,
Drunk people just having
so
fun.
he's having fun. We got him, you know.
That's cool.
But yeah, I've had, you know, but I mean, for the most part, I just try to take care of business, you know, like run it like it's. I run it like a business. I don't,
Well, sure,
you know,
sure. Well,
and
other than the financials, now going into the band itself, like just like the songs, you have some great titles for songs like what was it that song Trouble that was off
yeah,
a while ago. I remember hearing that on Sirius Radio in Bluesville. Thanks to early time
yeah,
hear that and like Givers and Takers to me is a song that we
yeah.
should talk about because that is why
Well,
I say about what I describe you as, and it's not being
mm,
disrespectful because I feel like your song is telling you you're trying to tell something to the audience, like there are people
mm,
in this world that need to hear a song like this to
yeah,
tell them to lay off and be like, hey, what's wrong with just being a cool person? Why do we have to
right,
have people that will fuck
exactly.
us over and all that stuff, or always expect something in return.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That,
describe the song, what that song means to you, and why you wrote it, or why
well,
you.
if I was going through at the time when I wrote it, that song, like a really good friend of mine, and I felt like I'm not going to go into the details about it, but I just felt like they were trying to hold me hostage about you know um, an issue, and but it wasn't just that, but it's just like it's the truth. It's like there's so many people in this world that are just they don't have no shame. They'll fuck you over if they can, and it was kind of about the music business, I guess, and generally, because if you don't have your ducks in a row, you don't watch your P's and Q's in the music business, you will get fucked. So
Well,
Almost like in life, or almost like just
that's
in
in the
life.
entertainment business. All the entertainment business seems like it's like that.
yeah, it's hard. It's a really tough business, um, and it changes. The whole thing changes all the time. It's like with music streaming nowadays. That whole thing completely fucks artists.
Oh,
The
exactly.
pay. It's like I used to be able to sell at least 10,000 CDs easy. Like with every release. And I had my own. I had my own label, everything, and I remember like it was like a whole learning process about how to I remember the first time we charted on Billboard. I remember getting a call from Billboard like to verify, are you a real person?
Oh,
Because
geez.
Yeah.
your record is like charting on the Billboard Blues chart, right, and stuff like that. That was Fortune Teller CD.
Yeah.
But if I and my wife Nancy, like she was really instrumental in like finding out about a lot of that kind of stuff. So because she used to pretty much manage my band, and she was really smart about stuff. And I've been screwed over by managers and stuff like that, and I don't, I've had a couple times in my life I've had hired management, and it's like, never worked out, never
Same
fucking
here.
worked out.
Same
It's
here.
just like they had their own agenda, They didn't care about, you know, what would benefit me. I felt, you know, and stuff. So anyway, the only you know, I knew I could trust my wife.
Well, I
So,
hope so.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
had
So
I had a gig down in Fort Myers, Florida. Drove down there, did the gig, guaranteed me so much. You know, you're going to make you so much money, and pretty much almost packed the joint because they really didn't advertise it. Then at the end, I'm standing outside waiting for my money. My manager says, "Dude, there ain't no money," and you know they won't. They didn't make enough money to cover it. And I'm like, "What?" He says, "Yeah, man, we got fucked on. You know, instead of causing shit because I don't want to start shit, I just jumped in my car and I drove home. Really
uh,
upset." But that
yeah,
it happens. It
like
happens.
thanks, manager, for looking
Yeah.
out for me, right?
That's why I
Yeah.
thought people
Yep.
get paid ahead of time for the gigs. I mean, that's what you guys should have been doing. What do you think that'd be better? To get paid before you show up, before you do the gig, or are they worried that
Well,
you're not gonna
no
show
one
up?
will do that.
No one.
Yeah, some of them do. I mean, like, you know, with my booking agency, you know, they usually get a deposit on a gig, and in the contract it says, you know, that you know they'll give you the balance, um, usually, you know, before the gig, but you can trust 99% of them. They'll give you the money stuff. But I remember playing with Bo Diddley. We played a bunch of shows backing him up, back in the '90s, and it was I remember playing a gig and it was in Post Falls, Idaho, and we were sitting backstage with Bo and stuff, and the guy walked in and he hands Bo his check, you know, for the gig, and Bo just looks at him and goes, "What the fuck's that?" He goes, "Well, here you go." It's just, you know, he's like, he kind of looked at all of us and goes, "Can you guys step out of the room for a minute? I gotta talk to this guy." It's like, you know, because he wanted cash money,
Oh,
you know. It's like, give me the cash. He made that guy go fucking get the rest of the cash before he would even step on the stage, you know.
oh,
Yeah, so but you know, yeah, Bo was like that, man. He was that's a lot of fun playing with Bo Diddley.
I met him
Um,
in 2006. He came to the Seven Clans Casino in Thief River Falls, Minnesota, where I currently work right now. And did we used to have a blues fest over there, and
mhm,
I got to meet him after the show, and boy, I said he was you know not doing so well at the time because it was a couple years before he died, so he had a wheelchair and
mhm.
everything. But he was the nicest guy, and
He
we got
was.
pictures and everything.
He was really a super nice guy. Funny, I remember the first time we played with him, we met him at the venue for a rehearsal before the gig. And he lasted like 15 minutes. He goes, "Do you guys know how to play shuffle?" We're like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." Boom. "You guys know how to play a stroll?" Yep, boom. And then, you know, it's like he had like 4 or 5 grooves that he wanted to play, and he just wanted to make sure we knew how to do them. And the funny thing about it was like the Bo Diddley boom 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 boom.
Yeah.
You guys don't, no, don't play that. You know, he just wanted the drummer to go boom boom boom. That was it, and he'd go boom 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 on his guitar, boom boom boom. You know, but he would
Oh
not
well.
let the drummer play the Bo Diddley.
Well, how can you not when it's hard, you know? It's like, oh, are we supposed to do this? Are we not supposed to? Because he kind of
Yeah.
played a lot of songs. He had that little riff, you know, that just like this is my riff. This is what I'm going to sound like, you know. This is
Yeah. Well, he had he was just such a rhythmic player, you know.
yeah,
Like he had it all right there on his guitar, you know. It's just like he just, you know, he played the Bo Diddley beat, you know. He
yeah.
just wanted the drummer to keep time. Boom, boom. But it's really funky that way, if you know. playing
So-
it that way. And he,
So
you know,
okay, so you guys met, was he familiar with your work at all, or?
no, it was the promoter asked us to do it. It was a friend of mine that wanted, brought Bo Diddley in, but we ended up playing about at least a dozen shows backing him up. We, flew up to Alaska and backed him up in a festival up there at one point. But anytime he came around, he would hire us to back him up in that area. But I remember he really liked their band, and he told me. I remember he told me, he goes, "I want you guys to come play with us and with me in Las Vegas, right?"
Yeah.
And so, he gave me his manager's number and stuff, and so I had a tape of the show, right? Because somebody recorded it, and but Bo really wanted us to come down and back him up. So I got a hold of his manager, and I'm like, yeah, hey Bo, offered us to come down and play with him in Las Vegas and stuff like that. He goes, okay, yeah. Well, okay, send me the tape, whatever, blah blah blah. And then the guy, I sent him the tape, and I called back and I go, so did you get a chance to listen? He goes, yeah, it's the worst piece of shit ever. Worst piece of shit I've ever heard. He's like, oh,
Wow.
but he really wants you guys to play with him and stuff. And I'm like, okay, so um, so can we have come to an agreement or send you a contract? Because he's like, he was just like going, nah, you just didn't have to trust me. My word's as good as gold. And stuff. I said, fuck you, man. I'm not gonna go to Las Vegas and have you fuck me over.
Yeah, all that work, and
Not a
then
chance. Not a chance.
you're getting kicked out by security. Like, what the fuck?
Not a
But
chance.
it was such a crack up when he goes, when I asked him if he listened to tape, and he's like, yeah, worst piece of shit I ever heard in my life.
Well, I have one more question for you, and I'll let Sam ask one more question too before we go. But I just want to say ahead of time, just that we really are honored to have you on the show here on Renegade Radio. And I guess my last question basically is, what do you want people to remember about the legacy of Two Slam with the Taildraggers? I know it might be a morbid question to ask, but since you are kind of in that legendary category when it comes to being in the business for so long and doing as much as you've done, what do you want people to remember about your band?
Well, I guess I just, hope people feel that the music was, top quality, best, we could do. I feel like, I'm proud of all of our studio recordings and live albums. I've done a couple, so I got like 20 some ass albums out altogether, but I just hope, I guess people, remember it as the music was good,
Sure.
and so, but, I like how the thing about every time you go into the studio, this is the way I feel about it. I feel like I have to do a better record than the last one.
Sure.
And so,
That's
that's
always the
the
goal.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the challenge. It's like you learn. The first time I went to the studio, I didn't know anything about it, and um, over the years, you learn more and more about how to record. And I remember like at one point, like about 5 or 6 records in, you're going in, you're like overdubbing. I'm gonna put all this guitar on there. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get a keyboard in here and blah blah blah. And then it's like, then you can't go out and play the song live because it doesn't
Right.
sound right. So I kind of went like I went that direction because it was fun because you're in the studio and you can do whatever you want. but the last probably you know, I went the opposite way lately because I'd like no, I just if I can't play the song live, you know, then what's the point of putting it on a record? I don't know. It's just I like
Makes
to,
sense. Makes
you
sense.
know,
Yeah,
it's kind of a challenge of like, okay, we're a trio,
yeah,
and so and I love trios. So I mean, you look at a band like all the bands that were trios like ZZ Top or Led Zeppelin or whatever. Those guys would go out and play those songs, off their records, and they could pull it off. So if you think that like, so we're a trio, I'm going to have keyboards and a horn section and all this shit on a record, when you gonna be able to pull that off unless you hire a bunch of guys to play it.
yeah.
So when I write songs now, I try to come from that approach. I'm like, I'm gonna do if I can't, I want to pull this off as a trio, and that's the way it's gonna be. So,
Well, that's
but a lot
awesome.
of my last records, we did, like you mentioned that song "Trouble." That was totally live. That was one take, and we totally played it just
Yeah,
live. We had
got a lot of good
it,
airplay on Sirius anyway. That's for sure. That's where I
oh
did
that
anyway.
yeah, oh that one in One Step at a Time.
Uh-huh.
We totally got like every I I remember like it's seriously like I had Sirius on my car radio. I would get in my car, put on Sirius, and every time I did it, they were playing one of our songs. So
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, shit!"
And
Yeah.
you were
So
part of that. They always did like the countdown every day too, and I remember hearing your songs on the countdown as well.
yeah,
The daily
yeah.
countdown or
So
whatever.
What
Yeah,
station on Sirius Radio can I get it?
it
Bluesville.
was on Bluesville,
Bluesville.
yeah, BB King
Oh yeah,
Bluesville.
early times. I've
I
had
don't
early
know.
times on.
I don't know what's it. They didn't play anything off our latest record, which I couldn't believe. I was like, because we had so much airplay with the previous one. I was thinking it's a shoe in. They're gonna play songs off our new record, and they didn't. They didn't play it at all.
Well, who does the
So,
picking? Who does the picking for that? Who says
well,
the
there
new
was a
kid?
guy. There was a guy when High Desert Heat came out who really liked our band. He died. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but they had a new person after that who was they have somebody who picks all the song, whatever their playlist is, but they didn't pick us. So, what do you do? I don't know.
Crazy.
You
That's
know,
crazy. Well, they
guess
definitely
I
missed a
should.
lot of
I guess I
competition.
should send him a check or something.
Yeah, that's right. Give them some money. Everyone's fucking money all the time for everything. So why not? I've had early times on the show before, and he was always
Oh,
there for
early
me.
times, yeah, early
Yeah,
times, man. He played the shit out of it. I'm
absolutely.
in contact with him, and he put out a really good record last year.
Yep. He's
So
getting some
yeah,
notoriety for
but
that too.
I remember. I think I remember contacting early times about it. It was beyond his control. I don't get to pick who I play.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but
So
he said he had answers to some people too, and that's
yeah,
the magic of the whole thing about. Because I thought I guess I was kind of dumb about it in the beginning because I thought, oh, these people that host this shit, the channels must own the channels too. Then no such thing as a station manager for every channel, right? Oh, I don't
right,
know. It's
yeah, yeah.
just like real radio,
So
just like regular radio with the station manager, but there's always somebody in control of something.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I had a really good friend who was super popular DJ in Spokane. Her name was Victoria Frederick, and she had like the number one, rock station um, in Spokane, KKZX, and I remember when Clear Channel ended up buying the station,
Uh-huh.
and of course they fired her, because they just do everything like electronically, like they make it
Yeah,
play,
we don't want
record it. This is
we
what
don't
you
want,
play.
yeah, we don't want people in our studio anymore. We want voices. We just want people to believe
But
there's
she,
in the studio.
yeah, she used to play our stuff all the time. In fact, used to play the fortune teller and cowboy boot on the. And I remember getting at the end of the year they have the top 500. You know, they do a countdown, top 500 songs of,
Yeah,
and we were on it. You know, like with people like Leonard Skinner and whatever. You know,
yeah,
and so, but they don't do that. They don't do that shit no more.
that's
It's
crazy. That's too
it's
sad.
all
Everyone wants
about
to be public
it's
stations, and
all
everyone wants to be a
yeah
corporate station now.
yeah. I
Radio.
don't think anything that's like that. They don't they have a playlist. This is what we think sells. This is what we think people want to listen to, and blah blah blah.
Well, it's sad that I could hear your stuff like on a normal station around my area where I could only hear you on satellite radio, at least for how
Right.
I discovered you. Normally I just
I'll be
Yeah.
checking it out. I'll be
whatever.
checking it out.
Yeah,
Well, thank you. Well, for any listeners out there, our website tooslim.net, and
That's what I was
we're
going to
on
ask.
iTunes, we're on Amazon, we're on Sirius or Spotify, Pandora.
You'll
All
need
that
to
stuff.
unlock your computer first.
what?
My computer just talked to me. Oh,
That's great.
sorry about that.
I was
All
wondering
right,
who the hell
well,
was online with us.
yeah, that's right. Well, we appreciate you, Tim, man. I
Okay,
mean,
sir.
this is really an honor to have you on
Yeah.
again, and it's nice to see
Oh,
you
yeah.
in person this time. With Zoom and
I
everything.
really appreciate you taking the time.
Oh,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Anytime, you guys. So
Sure. Well,
it was a lot of fun.
if you want.
It was a really fun interview.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
it's great.
hope all the
I'll be
fans
checking you
appreciate
out,
it.
brother.
All right, thanks,
All
John.
right.
Good
Okay.
luck. Do
We'll
Take
see
your
care, brother.
next time. Bye.
Cam Kinnison
Okay.
thing. All right, guys. Peace.